So I worked as a specialty coffee barista for local coffee shops for the majority of my career, and I love coffee and I love the community building aspect of it, but I knew that my body was breaking under, 40 plus hours a week of doing that on your feet and always at busy coffee shops, and I was making barely over minimum wage. And there seemed to be like no upward trajectory at all in my current path. So then sort of went sideways, if you will, trying to do more of the graphic design aspect, social media aspect of that side of business aspects. It's still a work in progress, obviously, but if you have skill sets that you can look for other opportunities that might fit well with your life, like my life also changed at the time where it was actually more expensive for me to work some days just in parking alone for how much I was making per hour. I know, isn't that wild? And so I'm just trying to work from home and do more of the graphic design stuff. And I don't know, it is hard, especially at first. You feel like you're failing a lot, but if you find a passion or like a part of your job that you really like, and you can maybe see if there's another thing that you can do with that will pay you more and fit in better with your life, just try to find out more about it. That was one thing that I didn't realize. I didn't know how much I didn't know about how much there is outside of where I was working and what I could do with the skills that I had, like all those soft skills you get from customer service, all the, like so many things that you can do outside of your current job. I'm still learning as well, but it's scary, I will say. I think especially if you're used to making almost minimum wage or only just above it, to even, and I will say if you get a freelance and stuff like that, definitely have multiple streams of revenue. Like if you have a main hustle, maybe do a side hustle as well. YouTube is where I go to find stuff like that. Depending on what skills you want. Like if you like to craft or do crochet, and you don't have to have like, I know it can be really scary because like I also think that I have to have like 27 million followers in order to make like a decent living doing a lot of these things, but honestly you kind of don't. You can have just a small following of people to help set yourself up for being able to spend more time to dedicate to learning more skills, to set yourself up for be able to offer more things and learn more skills that you're interested in, if that makes sense. So you don't have to believe the lie that you have to be some 400,000 subscriber YouTuber just to make at least more money than you are making currently. It sucks that our reality is that, but if I can say anything, maybe just a moderate side hustle for now, doing something that you enjoy. It's not easy, but maybe it can turn into a skill that you enjoy enough to charge people enough that you can live your life. Because in the end, I don't think that any of us live in a society that will let us ever feel like we're not working when we are working. So if you can have a job that at least makes you feel like you can afford a life that you're excited to live outside of your job, that's what I'm trying to get to, and if you feel like, the things you do help bring joy to people, things like that, that's also a plus for sure. That's all I got for that so far, because I'm a junior designer level at this point still, in the first few years of my career as a designer aspect of the coffee stuff, and it took me a long time to get offered certain volunteer positions that I've really worked for in the coffee industry, so it's slow going at points. I'm definitely not somebody who's going to tell you can do it overnight, but I will say that you can definitely still make a dent by doing small things. That's something that I believed I didn't know. I didn't know until recently that you didn't have to have 1 million subscribers in order to, make certain ends meet. But I mean, if you can sell a few crochet things here and there, and you end up making more than you spend, I mean, that's a start at least, you know? Just little steps. Anything, affirmations, like affirmative steps for yourself that you're in the right direction. And it'll help you at least have the motivation to keep going, you know? I'm sorry that this was so long. I have a hard time being concise sometimes, but I hope that helps.